And so now what they were going to do is lash the dossier that they already knew to be subsourced by Russian intelligence, that they already knew was assembled by a foreign spy who hated Trump. They were going to take that dossier and lash it to an intelligence community work product. And when this unprecedented thing happened, there were regular folks at the CIA, patriotic Americans, who stood up and said, no, this is not acceptable to include in anything that we would put our imprimatur on. They joked that this would be like citing the National Enquirer to get surveillance authorities or to make an assessment. That's how ridiculous it was. But John Brennan demanded it anyway. And that wasn't because John Brennan had an original thought. It's because Barack Obama told him to. So Obama called the order. Clapper went and kind of weaved all this together. And then when there were people saying, absolutely not, we are not going to include this, Brennan overruled them. Now, why is that criminal and relevant today? You fast forward to 2023, and you had Brennan sitting in a deposition where I was asking questions. And ostensibly, the subject of the deposition was the 51 intelligence officials who said that the Hunter Biden laptop story had all the indicia of Russian disinformation. And so I asked Brennan, how did you know that this Hunter Biden laptop had all of these indicia of Russian assembly and Russian intelligence and information operations? And very piously, very arrogantly, in a professionally self-preening way, Brennan says, well, Matt, it's all of my experience studying Russia, studying their tradecraft, knowing them like the back of my hand. It's all of that which culminates in my ability to make this assessment regarding the laptop. Once he gave that answer in 2023, he opened the door to any question about any assessment he had ever made as to Russia. And so I started asking about the Steele dossier. And that is when John Brennan perjured himself to my questions. He said that he had nothing to do with the Steele dossier, that this was the FBI requiring it to be included, that he didn't analyze it at all. And now we have a whole lot of witnesses who are going to say he's lying out of the CIA. Here's what I'm wondering. How good are those witnesses going to stand up, Jack? Because if you're CIA Director Ratcliffe, if you're DNI Gabbard, two people I have a lot of trust in and a lot of respect for, you write up what people are telling you in the investigation. But that is the amuse-bouche. Like, to get to the real meal, you've got to see those people testifying in Congress, in a courtroom, somewhere, explaining how this happened and narrating it. Because you and I narrating the Russia hoax now is an insufficient level of accountability. There has to be criminal process. There have to be public hearings on this. And I think that the Congress needs to be up to that task.